Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story takes us through a raw and emotional journey of freedom, dignity, and unexpected redemption, all set against the vast and unforgiving American frontier. This review is centered on the powerful tale. She was chained to a wagon, then a silent rancher cut the ropes, a dramatic turn of events that begins with cruelty but ends with compassion, proving that sometimes, the quietest voices make the loudest impact. The exterior of this story is rugged and evocative. The open plains, worn-out wagons, crumbling barns, and the sharp contrast between sunlit pastures and shadowy corners bring the historical setting to life. From the dust-covered wheels of the wagon she's chained to the slow trot of the silent rancher's horse across barren land, the visuals emphasize the isolation and desperation she feels. Everything is stripped back to bare essentials, yet every prop, a rusted chain, a torn bonnet, a silent saddle adds deep emotional weight to the atmosphere. Nature plays a strong role in defining the setting, with sweeping grasslands and unforgiving terrain reminding the viewer how far she is from any kind of safety. It's not just scenery, it's a character in itself, one that mirrors her inner turmoil and slowly evolving strength. The interior spaces are minimal, as expected from frontier life. A dimly lit log cabin, a barn that smells of leather and hay, and the inside of the wagon are central locations. These settings are sparse but meaningful, adding intimacy to the silence between the characters. The wooden textures, flickering lanterns, and occasional sounds of creaking floorboards offer a sense of raw authenticity. The performance in this story is deeply moving. The woman's portrayal is raw, of a person stripped of freedom, dignity, and hope, yet her eyes still carry the spark of survival. Her silent endurance, occasional flinches, and haunted expressions tell the story long before words arrive. On the other hand, the rancher's performance is the definition of stoic strength. He doesn't speak often, but his actions are deliberate, almost reverent. Every glance, every gentle gesture, and the slow way he reaches for the ropes tells a story of a man who understands pain without needing to ask about it. Their chemistry is not built on dialogue but on a growing sense of trust, forged slowly and quietly in a world that has offered neither of them much kindness. The supporting cast, including those who chained her in the first place, serve as symbols of cruelty and control. Their dismissiveness and apathy sharpen the contrast with the rancher's eventual tenderness. Safety features are metaphorical here, but no less powerful. The silent rancher represents a kind of refuge, not just from physical harm but from judgment, expectation, and further trauma. When he cuts her ropes, it's not just about unchaining her body. It's about offering her a safe space, one she hasn't known in a long time. The isolated ranch, removed from towns and their whispers, provides shelter from a world that has abandoned her. The silence he offers isn't empty, it's healing. There's no pressure to explain or justify. Instead, he gives her the space to breathe, to stand, to find her footing again. In a broader sense, the story suggests that true safety doesn't always come from grand speeches or strong walls. Sometimes, it's a quiet presence that never asks more than you're ready to give. What makes this story truly unique is its emotional architecture. It doesn't rely on dramatic monologues or over-explained plot twists. Instead, it trusts the audience to feel their way through, to sit in the discomfort of silence, to recognize the power of small kindnesses, to appreciate how hard-earned healing can be. The story flips expectations. The woman, introduced as helpless, becomes the emotional anchor. The rancher, silent and distant at first, becomes her mirror, both wounded, both cautious, both capable of choosing grace over fear. The pacing is intentional. It allows moments to breathe. When she first stands after being unchained, it takes time. When she touches a mug of coffee with trembling hands, the camera lingers. These small details form the backbone of a story that doesn't scream, it whispers, and in doing so, it hits even harder. There is also something uniquely compelling about the reversal of roles. Traditionally, the rescuer is loud and bold. Here, the rancher barely speaks. His actions are slow, almost hesitant, as if asking permission even as he's helping. This silent respect adds depth to the dynamic and breaks away from typical savior tropes. In terms of price, if we were to see this story in the form of a short film, independent series episode, or even a limited theater production, it would be invaluable in emotional richness but modest in production cost. Minimal sets, a small cast, and a focus on body language over effects would make it an accessible project for low to mid-budget creators. And yet, the emotional return on investment would be massive. It's a reminder that powerful storytelling doesn't always require extravagant budgets. Sometimes, it just needs a raw story told with sincerity. In conclusion, She Was Chained to a Wagon, Then a Silent Rancher Cut the Ropes is a hauntingly beautiful tale of survival, redemption, and the quiet power of human connection. It strips away the noise and asks a simple but profound question: what happens when someone finally sees you not as a burden, not as a threat, but as a person worth saving? It's not about explosive climaxes or dramatic confrontations. It's about the slow rebuilding of trust, the cautious return of dignity, and the healing that can happen in silence. In a world filled with loud declarations, this story stands out by saying very little and meaning everything.